your afternoon drive. Now betting for the sports animal, your afternoon drive. Number 2, Men On, Van Nunley and Fred Slow. And in the on-deck circle, Robert Buck D. Gibson.
This is 2 Men On with Van Nunley and Fred Slow.
It's Thursday, Albuquerque. You know what that means. But it's actually, I guess I'll rephrase it. It's AD+1, which is after Depp, because
the day one AD.
Yeah, it's all over now.
Anno Depp.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There's nothing left in this world to keep us entertained anymore. There's only sports and sports adjacent content.
I guess we're gonna have to talk about sports today.
Deal.
Hey, the NBA Finals start.
I am a fan of that.
How about that?
How about that? I used to work with a guy on radio. He'd go on these big, long, dumb rants, and he'd lose track of his thought process. And at the end, he'd go, "How about that?" So it was a catchphrase around town.
How about what?
Not
sure.
What
did you say?
Yeah.
Do you know what you said?
What do you mean they're putting AIDS in the corn?
They're putting AIDS in the corn.
How about that?
It's turning the frogs gay.
He would get done. He would go, I'm not going to say his name because he's garbage and not like a terrible person. But he would go, "How about that? Let's go to the phone lines." Like, figure out your life.
Okay.
Speaking of the phone lines, 505-246-0610. Got the phone lines open today. We got a bunch of guests. We're going to have a lot of fun. Phil Beam is going to join us from the YMCA. Talk to him about what's going on with Camp Schaefer.
I'm into that.
Summer camp just started at the Y Griffin, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hello, I am doing really good. Thank you.
Good.
Yeah, I like that.
Good.
Been watching The Time Traveler's Wife. How is it? Pretty good? You big HBO Mark?
Okay.
I see it slide by, but I have
No?
not watched it yet.
All right, well,
No.
I'm not going to tune in until you give me a review. So I think I've talked to you guys about it. I'm a peer pressure guy. I only watch what everyone else is watching, which is why I'm going to go see Maverick.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, I don't watch anything. I will watch the NBA Finals, and I won't be the only one. That Celtics Heat game drew like 13 mil the other day. Pretty good.
Should.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Van Nunley, you did not see last night, but Pipe Bomb number 2 came out in AEW.
Whoa.
Yep, big deal. The Pipe Bomb obviously is a reference to CM Punk and the Summer of Punk 2011.
Wouldn't know that.
It's being brought back to life by MJF.
The Summer of Punk.
The Summer of Punk, the summer of 2011, when he
Isn't that 1972?
when he beat John Cena to recapture his title at Money in the Bank, and then Philly eventually went on to lose through some tomfoolery at Survivor Series. We don't have to go into all of it, but basically,
Thank God we don't.
the best episode of AEW Dynamite in the history of the program.
I've heard you say that a lot.
It's every day is the best day it's ever.
I think
been.
about once a week I hear you say that.
It's crazy the talent that they're.
That's a high bar for them to have the best episode in the
Every
history of
single
television
time.
every single time. That's impressive how they do that.
Can you imagine me?
Or is this just you talking?
No.
This is universal praise.
Yeah.
Everyone on earth.
Correct.
It's the best episode of the thing
Every single time.
every time. Okay. That's impressive.
I've never done drugs.
What are they going to do next?
But I feel like this is what drugs feels like. Being able to know that I can get my fix once a week.
Oh, man. I've done a lot of drugs, and I don't think AEW is going to match up to acid.
From the live chat, you were wrong.
Okay. Wrong about what? Drugs?
Yes.
Oh.
It's National Jason Tatum Day, according to the live chat. I agree with that. Also, did peer pressure make me watch the Batman? So, yes, it did.
But you're going to watch every big movie.
Yeah, obviously.
Superheroes, Star Wars,
Mm-hmm.
Fast and Furious,
Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossibles.
Are there any more Bourne movies? I'll watch those too.
Isn't it Born on television now? I watched the first 2.
Is that real? It is?
They held up. I don't know. You look it up. I'm not going to watch either one of them. Star Wars. I watch all the Star Wars.
I watch all the Star Wars.
I'll watch all the Star Wars. By the way, 505-246-0610. No spoilers on Obi-Wan. I haven't seen episode 3 yet. Griffin, you shut your mouth.
No. I
You
haven't.
shut your mouth.
I'm not a big Star Trek person, but I have
'Cause it
watched.
sucks.
I have watched Star Trek. It's not that I don't like them, but I saw some commercials. Is the guy that did the voice for Stewie like an actor on one
What's
of the new
Stewie? Who's that?
Stewie from like
Oh,
the
okay.
the Griffin family? Stewie
I
Griffin.
see.
Oh, Seth MacFarlane?
Yes.
It doesn't show dead.
I think he's on Star Trek.
pick the
I
brown
couldn't
one
even
'cause
take it
it doesn't
serious,
show
really.
dead.
Okay, so that's not Star Trek. That is a spoof of Star Trek.
Okay, then that
And
makes
I don't
better
know if
sense
it's still
then.
on television. Yeah, Seth MacFarlane, also an actor, voice of Family Guy, creator of Family Guy, et cetera, had some Star Trek adjacent show.
Memory Alpha.
Memory
okay.
Alpha.
I really thought it was a Star Trek, and I was like, "What
Could
is
be.
going on here?"
The Orville is what it's called. The Orville.
The Orville's the ship.
Okay.
So that's what it's called. That's the name of the show.
Oh, the show is also
and
called
it
that?
No.
still exists. It's still a
Oh,
thing.
congratulations.
So Family Guy's
The
been
guy
awesome.
that does Stewie, Seth MacFarlane. You did all of this with your life, and you're just the guy who does Stewie.
From the live chat. Yes, I will be seeing Maverick. We'll have a full review this weekend. That Family Guy's been around a long time.
Yeah. Simpsons better keep going, or Family Guy's going to catch up.
So I think I am like many, to where when I was in my younger days and there were not as many options for content and media and entertainment, I think I had watched every Simpsons episode for at least like the first 10 years of its existence.
I'm somewhere around there.
Yeah. And then right
Oh.
around like 11, right up until the movie.
And destination television, too.
Yeah. Yeah. Must see
Yep.
is what they would call it.
On the couch, just like The Simpsons.
Because you had to, Griff, you don't know this because you work in radio, but you would have to, at the water cooler the next day, be able to have conversation about it. Otherwise, you'd be left out of conversation.
Yeah. That was before memes.
Which is how everyone knows about the Amber Heard trial.
Yeah.
Do you leave Johnny Depp's name out of that, or do you call it the Depp Heard trial?
Pillow poop trial.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's not correct.
Is that not it?
Finals tip off tonight. Warriors from San Francisco and the Boston Celtics. So you have the two biggest markets outside of LA. You have the two biggest markets, both sides of the coast. This one should be the highest rated in the history of all of them as far as NBA Finals goes. And it won't even come close to like any week of the NFL season, but it should be the highest one.
Yes. It's going to rate less than Jaguars Giants week 6.
Correct.
But it's still going to be one of the best, or the most watched NBA Finals of all time.
After Phil Veem joins us at 4:30, at 4:45, immediately Josh Sushan will join us. We're going to talk about the Isotopes. Tough loss for the boys last night. I've said that too many times now. We got to figure it out.
What are they, 8 games under now?
I think it's a little bit greater than that.
Is it really?
And
I'm not a math guy. We all know this.
The thing is, I'm a big fan of putting guys in situations, and I'm a big fan of making sure players are developing the right way for the pro ball club. I mean, they're all professional ball clubs
Sure.
for the MLB squad.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But
The Colorado Rockies,
I'd like to get some W's out there.
parent organization.
It's
not fair that they keep going up against Oklahoma City and Sugar Land,
both very good.
Round Rock. Yeah, they're like the 3 best minor league teams. It's a gauntlet.
Well, and it's
for our Albuquerque Isotopes.
It's crazy how competitive minor league baseball is right now. Obviously I'm a St. Louis Cardinals guy. All of the Memphis Redbirds are with the pro team right now, and they're all slaying, every single one of them. So like they're calling guys up and they can't send them back down. Like Paul DeYoung, who went down, who was a all-star shortstop for the St. Louis Cardinals, he'll never play Major League Baseball again for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Because Sosa.
Yeah, it's too good.
Our MLB preview, I told you about Sosa.
Too good.
I said, don't get attached to Paul DeYoung. Sosa's coming. Sosa.
It's every team. 5:30 today, because we end the program at 5:45. 5:30. Mark Ronchetti will join us. Mark Ronchetti is running for governor of this fine state. We're going to talk to him. Obviously, I got some questions specifically related around sports in the state.
Weather. Wait, what?
So that's what I'm going to lead with. Who's the best weatherman in the game?
Yeah.
And was the title taken from you? Did you ever have it, or did you step away from it?
I mean, Steve Stucker's got game.
He's the name, right?
Yeah. And I think I know more about this because I think my mom used to have a crush on him.
Why did you say used to? No one used to have a back problem. You just have a back problem all your life.
She still do, but she used to too.
Mark Ronchetti will join us. I did reach out to Rebecca Dow's office.
So, I mean, that's once we do our celebrity boxing, which is coming up very soon.
Do you know any celebrities or anything about boxing?
Keep your ear to the ground. It's coming. The title match.
Fred Slow takes on Steph Griff.
The headlining match is obviously Stucker versus Ronchetti.
Remember when they used to have those celebrity ones, but they were like little claymations boxing it
Celebrity
out?
death
match.
Yes,
of
course.
Yeah, I love those.
Yes.
Also, just clicked with me that Steph Griffin called it the guy who does Stewie, and Stewie's last name is Griffin. And then the way Steph was talking to us, it was like she's part of the family.
Makes sense.
Is there probably a Stephanie Griffin in the world of Family Guy? Probably.
Hey, Stephanie, are you related to a Peter?
That's a good one.
Possibly Peter Griffin?
I think the dog is a human in the show.
Not everyone can understand the dog, though, right?
I think you're thinking about the baby. So only the dog can understand the baby.
There we go. Strike that reverse.
Yeah. And then the dog, I think has it's like he's like Jerry Seinfeld. He has a different girlfriend every episode. And you're like, that's not weird.
I mean, well, Brian from Family Guy was my inspiration to get a Prius. So, I mean, there's that.
That's very on brand. Live chat lighting up about excitement from Mark Ronchetti.
Yeah, we got some Ronchetti fans out here.
We'll definitely get you your weekend forecast.
505-246-0610. Or if you know me, text me if you have any questions for Mark Ronchetti.
That's the one, right? If you know me, text me. It's going to be a good program today. We're going to come back talking about very sad day in sports. Not all heroes can perform forever.
Sure.
But for a hero to become a legend, you have to eventually stop being part of the game. And that happened today.
Yeah.
2 Men On live from the John Lopez Real Estate and Coldwell Banker Legacy Studio. We're powered by New Mexico Opinion Coffee. We play on Team I-9. Start our days at the YMCA of Central New Mexico. Spend our evenings. Tomorrow we're at Hollow Spirits, Griff. We're at Hollow Spirits tomorrow. Come hang out.
We're going to have some Isotopes tickets. We're going to have a stack of gift cards.
I have to be here.
You
I
can
have to
join
actually put you guys on.
in spirit.
Yeah. And also,
just rush down there the second it's over. I'll have a coldie waiting for you.
There's a list of phrases you're not allowed to use on the air, Griffin. You're not allowed to say you're turning us on the air.
Wait, why not?
It's on the list.
Reasons? Okay.
Implications. You know what? If a listener would clip that off, that'd be the new text message.
Text message alert?
Yeah. I have to turn you on.
I have to turn you on.
Griffin, no.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Stop that. Also, off air, though.
Also, thank you, Teller Vodka, for being a partner of the program. 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
Well, traffic right now. We do have a crash westbound on I-40. It's west of Carlisle. It is off on the shoulder. It's not really causing any slowdown. So you're going to want to be careful going through there. But everything looking really good right now. I-25 moving up to speed in both directions. So are your river crossings.
This message is brought to you by Blake's Lottaburger. Introducing Blake's newest flavor of iced coffee, Caramel. Made with double brewed premium blend coffee for the very best taste. Caramel iced coffee joins Blake's original 3 flavors, classic, vanilla, and mocha. Perfect paired with a spicy breakfast burrito, available all day at all Blake's locations.
If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress. Shop in store or online at AmericanHome.com. They guarantee you'll pay less. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
Registration is now open for the Lobo Cancer Challenge. Cancer affects us all, and you can unite with us against cancer and raise money for the UNM Comprehensive Cancer Center. Choose your challenge for this September 24th event, and every dollar raised supports cancer patients, cancer research, outreach, and training right here in New Mexico. Sign up now or get more details right now online at lobocancerchallenge.org.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. Dashboard light problems? We can help. Our free Fix Finder service can read your check engine light, ABS light, and service indicator light. and give you possible solutions verified by licensed technicians. You'll even get detailed results sent straight to your email so you have them when you need it most. It's the most complete free warning light report backed by technician verified fixes. The free Fix Finder service, only at AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
More details at AutoZone.com.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
O'Reilly.
Restore shine and protect your interior with Armor All cleaning and protectant wipes at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, buy 2 canisters of Armor All wipes and get 1 free. Plus, you'll earn double O Rewards points. Clean, shine, and protect with Armor All wipes available at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts or shop online at O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. You're driving along and some nimrod cuts you off. You hit the horn. Jeez, it sounds like a goose in distress. Time to head over to eBay Motors. They have horns for every make and model, not to mention horn pads, steering wheels, wiring, and more. 122 million parts. You can even go for an upgrade. It looks like Mr. Cutoff Man needs a new seat cover. Try eBay Motors, pal. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Are you 50 years or older? The New Mexico Department of Health recommends that you receive a second COVID-19 booster. If it's been 4 months since your first booster, it's time to schedule your second. Individuals that are 50 years of age or older have an increased risk of severe COVID-19 illness. This is especially important for individuals with underlying medical conditions. Your health risk is lowest when you stay up to date with your COVID-19 vaccines. Don't wait. Schedule your booster today at vaccinenm.org. That's vaccinenm.org.
The Duke City's home for sports. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
All right, take a guess, Van. Who is Ryan Fitzpatrick's first career touchdown pass thrown to?
Oh, my goodness. Give me a hint.
St. Louis Rams.
Oh. What has he been in the league? 15 years?
17 years.
17 years. Isaac Bruce.
Torrey Holt.
Oh, 50-50.
No. There was more options. Greatest show on turf. They were out of it by then. Ryan Fitzpatrick's first NFL appearance was entering a game in 2005 in relief of, I believe, Mark Bulger, where he came in chasing 17 against the Houston Texans and ended up putting the Bois over, St. Louis that is, in a 33-27 overtime win. Started that game as the third stringer.
Oh, my goodness.
Threw passes to Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce, your favorite football player, Kevin Curtis.
Couldn't pick him out of a lineup.
Yeah, he's very Mormon. It was this. He started the league at like 27 because he'd done a mission.
I love Mormons. Faith, not so much. It kind of gets kind of spooky, but the nicest people on earth. You met hey, look me dead in the face right now.
All right, looking.
You met a nicer person than a Mormon?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, who?
Griff.
Oh, Griff. Oh, my God. I'm so sorry. I forgot to offer you a snack pack. I brought a little snack pack. You want a snack pack?
There we go. That's a little off air.
We're busy. We're busy, so I didn't get a chance to offer you this little snack pack.
Ryan Fitzpatrick, who's calling it quits, says that he is in the talks with Amazon for a key role in their NFL broadcast this season. So if you hear me out, arguably the second greatest quarterback to ever play the game, Ryan Fitzpatrick, behind only Gardner Minshew.
Debatable.
17 years from now, he'll be the second best broadcaster to ever play the game, only behind Joe Buck.
The second part you might be correct on. He is very smart. He is very funny. He's very knowledgeable.
Harvard grad, 7th round draft.
Harvard grad.
To the St. Louis Rams.
He's drafted in that Tom Brady area, right where the great ones get drafted.
Mm-hmm. You know what Ryan Fitzpatrick will do, though, that Tom Brady didn't do as a broadcaster? He'll play for 16 or 17 different networks, and he'll change teams every season.
You beat me to it. That was going to be my closer.
Doing Amazon, go over
Yeah,
CBS.
2 years on Fox, 1 year
Fox.
CBS, 1 year Amazon, 1
Nickelodeon.
year YouTube. He'll do the Nickelodeon specials. He'll go to Telemundo because he knows multiple languages. So he'll do 1 year in Telemundo.
He can't do the games, right? He can't be like the broadcaster for the games. But what you can do is the Manning S thing. Help me out. Help me name it. Is it Fitzcast Rick or is it Fitzpatcast?
Magic Mike.
All right, I'm gonna go with Fitzcatcher.
Magic on the mic.
Oh, that's very good.
Thank you.
He should have on every quarterback that he took a job from. That's who he should have on.
Oh, that's strong.
Such a long list of people. And joining us on the sideline, Ryan, and he's on his Fitz magic stick. Ryan, how are you? All right, boys, as a Harvard grad down here, I can tell you what's going to happen every single play, but I won't because I'm not pretentious like Tony Romo. I'm just going to stand here and look fabulous. By the way, his suit game,
very strong,
and it will only continue to grow.
The deep V button down shirt, thick chest hair, gold chain,
right,
is a strong look.
Yeah.
If you could pull that off and you're not an Italian gangster, you got some game.
He has not done one game broadcasting wise ever in his whole life, but
he's been playing football for it.
Correct. Yeah, he's been busy. But he's about to put Craig Sager to shame. Because he's going to do it like that.
Yeah.
Like that. Better than that. Ryan Fitzpatrick is his first touchdown pass was to Torrey Holt. How many years ago was that? I mean, that's 17 years ago, but like Torrey Holt hasn't played in forever, ever.
Well, let's complete the trivia. Who was his last touchdown?
Oh, you have to look that up. I don't know. And he played for all the teams. Miami, Washington, Buffalo. In that Beard game. Also, everything off the field, insanely animated, insanely good. Everything on the field, I mean, like relatively dry, right?
He never got a chance to be that guy.
Like a workman approach.
Either he was the starter for a crappy team or the backup for a good team. Never got a chance.
Griff, I didn't hear you if you told me who was on the phone. Still can't hear you. If you're hitting talk back, it's not coming through. Let me just pull up the phone system here. Hey, you know what? Let's just go in blind. Welcome to the program, friend.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, Griffin, who is this? I can't hear you, Griffin.
Sorry, it's Tommy.
Hey, Tommy. Welcome, brother.
Hey. Allegedly.
Yeah, we lost Tommy, I guess. I don't know what's going on.
Try again, buddy.
Is this me or you, Griff?
We'll get it figured out.
A lot of buttons in there, you know.
There's so many buttons.
There's
back
way too many.
It's intimidating.
So there's a strong possibility that Tommy the Truth, welcome to the program.
Hello.
Hey,
buddy.
I will call back.
All right. Well, nothing's working over here, so I just don't know. We're living in the future, and I don't understand how it works. Also, I can't drop a call now. This is terrible radio.
Cool.
Where's Mike Vitale? Get Mike Vitale in here. Oh, I can read sign language, Griff. I know what that one was.
Was it the OK sign?
505-246.
Thumbs up?
0610, Griff.
Was it other fingers?
If Tommy the Truth calls back, you put him right through to us, please. We'll make this thing work. That's kind of a fun because every producer does a little different. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's like you're trying to learn it and trying to figure it out. There might still be a phone line on. I have no idea.
See, there it is.
There it
I
is.
hear it.
We're calling someone on air. I have no idea. This whole thing. This is the Fitz magic of radio.
We got from the texter, we got a request. Call back, Tommy the Truth.
Oh, that's a good request.
Yeah, how about that?
I'm in on it, though, for Ryan Fitzpatrick. He had one of those careers, never won the big one.
Deserve to.
Yeah.
He's the guy that you rooted for every year.
All right, we're going to give it one more try, Griff. You ready? Tommy the Truth, welcome to the program.
What's up, fellas? Can you
There
hear
we
me?
go.
Hey. What's happening, Tommy?
I don't think you can hear us, Griff. There's something on your end. He hung up again.
Cool.
All right, so I just learned that the phone lines are dead. That's what I've just taken away from this.
Sweet.
There's no way to have any friends of the show, but we have to resolve that because Mark Ronchetti joined in the program in 1 hour. So we got to be
figured out.
Got to be figured out by then. And luckily, long-time friend of the show, Tommy the Truth, he'll understand. He's been in the business.
Sure.
Little techs, little diffs, little technical diffs.
Little TDs.
Nice.
Thank you.
That's what Ryan Fitzpatrick had. You got his career stats in front of you?
I do not.
Get those for me real quick. If you put Fitzpatrick on a broadcast, though, and you give him like color commentator Pat McAfee, or in 10 years from now, Gardner Minshew, don't let your girlfriend watch that broadcast. Don't let your mom.
She gone.
She gonna leave.
She gone.
She gonna fall in love.
Let's see here. We have
also strong chance he just broadcasts like 4, 5, 6 really good games in a row and then just kind of falls off for the rest of the season. Classic Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah. He has like, oh my God, he had the best commentary I've ever heard. And then the next week, like, talks crap about the Polish or something like
You're
that.
like, what? Ryan?
Oh my God, Ryan, this is horrible.
Figure it out.
Is this not the same Ryan from last week?
That's too funny.
223 career touchdowns. That's a lot.
All right, Hall of Famer.
169. Nice. Career interceptions. That's a lot. But luckily, there's way more touchdowns. Here, this is a big number. 34,990 career passing yards.
That's Hall of Fame numbers. That's how I feel.
That's a bunch. I mean, it's not. You're very wrong, but still, that's really good. It's very, very good.
All right, finish. Yeah,
I bet over under on this one. 1,500 career rushing yards.
Pretty good.
That's way more than I thought he'd have.
He's athletic, dog.
That's like 1,000 more than I thought he would have.
Finish this sentence for me. Are you ready?
Okay.
Ryan Fitzpatrick will always be a what?
Stone Cold Mac.
Okay, you weren't going to say Ram. You weren't going to say Bill. You weren't going to say Texan. You weren't going to say Jet. You weren't going to say Buck. You weren't going to say Dolphin. You weren't going to say Redskin.
Nope. I can't say that anymore.
Stone Cold Mac.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't hate it.
Tommy's back on.
All right, we're going to try Tommy one
more time.
Tommy, welcome to the program. How are you?
Good. It's the third time the charm.
I believe it is. There we go.
Not for Fitzpatrick. He needed 8.
What was happening? I heard myself, but I couldn't hear you guys.
Oh, go
that
fish.
Stuff happens in radio all the time. No big deal.
Yeah, we would never know. What's going on, my man?
Well, I'll let you guys know. I talked to Jeff Simbeta this morning. I did call in and still working to get my podcast up and going. It's going to be a host of Off the Cuff Albuquerque. Dana Vargas is giving me a shot.
Dang.
I'm going to be recording it probably on Saturday afternoons because I don't want to do it when you guys are on because you guys are the gods of radio and will destroy me.
Well, we thought we were until you broke the news of this apparently with the morning show today, and we're just getting the leftovers.
Well, no, you're going to get even better than that. Okay, guys. You guys, I mean, your sports adjacent content, my show is going to be pretty serious. I'm going to rip teams apart. It's going to be like bad to the bone type stuff. But I like your guys' humor because I told Jeff, taking itsy bitsy pieces of everybody I listen to, which includes you guys, and just added to my tool belt, it's going to make me sound better on the radio. Because you got to remember, I haven't done this in 10 years. So it is a little bit nerve-wracking and learning the newer equipment that you have to use and the better editing software that I'm going to have opportunity to take a look at. But it's going to be a pretty serious show. I told Jeff I'm going to rip the Cowboys apart the first. It's going to be an hour podcast. I'll probably waste about half an hour ripping the Cowboys to shreds.
I mean, they got it coming.
Low-hanging fruits, delicious.
Yeah.
And what's going to really shock people is I tell them I'm a Cowboy fan since '65. It's going to shock, like, why are you so against them? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell the truth about them. And what's the real problem? It's been that way since actually the early 90s. I mean, when they were winning Super Bowls, Jerry and JJ, Jimmy Johnson were fighting still. But yeah, that. I'll let you know when that podcast actually comes on. I'm probably like I said, record on Saturdays, but you guys can listen anytime you want.
Shoot,
and
magic of today.
I really appreciate seeing you guys the other night. It was fun seeing you guys. It's been a long time. I've been traveling and stuff.
We got to grab a break, Tommy, because we got Phil Beam coming on. But the thing, so Tommy's referencing, he came to the comedy show the other night. A few in the theater, had a big laugh. Saw funny Robert Gibson. Robert Gibson's funny.
He's the best in the biz.
He's a funny dude. A. Marie performed. She's funny. There's a lot of talent in this building. A lot of talent. Tommy, thank you so much, brother. Good dude. I got that one to drop. Phone's working now.
There you go.
Griffin, on the fly, fixing the program. Way to go, girl. Phil Beam's going to join us after the break. Big thank you to New Mexico's Vodka, Teller Vodka, who I'm going to spend tonight enjoying because you know I'm doing it at home. Griff, I'm sanding the floors. That's my plan tonight.
Really?
Yeah, and you can't do that sober because you'll go crazy.
No doubt.
You will literally lose your mind.
Do you have some fresh masks? Are you going to use the Under Armour mask? Because I think that might be bad.
So I got the bagger one.
Good.
Like the drum with the bag.
That's the best one.
That's the bag.
Yeah.
That's the bag.
It's in the bag.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Fitzpatrick, you will be missed, but we like you going from Fitzpatrick the white to Fitzpatrick the gray. We're excited for this advancement of your professional career. Phil Beam after this. 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
This report is brought to you by Kirtland Federal Credit Union.
Traffic right now. Things are looking good in the metro. We do have a couple of slow spots, though. Southbound on I-25 between Osuna and about Montgomery. That's moving a little slow. Northbound I-25, Gibson to Lomas. We're seeing some congestion there. And also seeing some slowdowns both directions of Coors as you approach Montano.
This report is brought to you by the Rio Grande Valley Celtic Festival and Highland Games.
There's only one place to find way more than a wee bit of fun. The annual Rio Grande Valley Celtic Festival and Highland Games. This Saturday and Sunday at Balloon Fiesta Park. Visit CeltFestABQ.com for family fun details.
If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress, the largest selection of in-stock furniture in the state. Locally owned and operated. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
The opening drive with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
The Golden State Warriors, they hit a home run at the bottom of the first round with Jordan Poole. And I'm like, how did they find that diamond in the rough? Well, that's kind of what they do. And we've had this conversation about how to build a team, right? And I think they are the model. I think, period, they are the model of the National Basketball Association. I think it's been pretty special what you're watching.
Weekday mornings from 7 till 10 on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
O'Reilly.
Restore shine and protect your interior with Armor All cleaning and protectant wipes at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, buy 2 canisters of Armor All wipes and get 1 free. Plus, you'll earn double O Rewards points. Clean, shine, and protect with Armor All wipes available at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts or shop online at O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. You're driving along and some nimrod cuts you off. You hit the horn. Jeez, it sounds like a goose in distress. Time to head over to eBay Motors. They have horns for every make and model, not to mention horn pads, steering wheels, wiring, and more. 122 million parts. You can even go for an upgrade. Looks like Mr. Cutoff Man needs a new seat cover. Try eBay Motors, pal. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
From our campus in Southeast Albuquerque, the Bernalillo County Department of Behavioral Health is here to serve our community 24/7 for the person prepared to take the first step towards sobriety and new beginnings, for the person in crisis experiencing behavioral health challenges, for the person ready to enter long-term sober living so they can rebuild a better, brighter future. We are here for you today and every day. Bernalillo County Care Campus, Southeast Albuquerque at 5901 Zuni.
You want 8 of the flutes and onyx.
Shira's hand-blown glassware blows right off her store's shelves.
Back for more indigo bowls.
She needs an inventory manager to help keep her stock on lock.
These are 100% borosilicate. Those aren't. Hey, can someone check the temp on the kiln?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Earn up to $500 in sponsored job credits by conducting interviews on Indeed. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Dads want steaks, and with Father's Day around the corner, there isn't a better gift than Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com, type sizzle in the search bar, and order the Dads Want Steaks package. Send Dad more than just a gift. Send him an experience he'll love and can share with you. Go to omahasteaks.com and type sizzle into the search bar and order the Dads Want Steaks package today. You'll get 16 entrees and 4 desserts plus 8 free Omaha Steaks burgers with your order. That's omahasteaks.com. Keyword sizzle.
If you're trying to buy a home, you know how much competition there is. Multiple offers and most of them above the asking price. So how do you get an advantage? Scott Stigler here for Indigo Mortgage. One way to set your offer apart is with a pre-approval, not just a pre-qualification. A pre-approval gives the seller confidence the loan is solid and takes away any guesswork about what offer to accept. A pre-approval is an actual approval. A pre-qualification is really just an analysis of the loan by the lender, not seen by an underwriter. So the pre-approval letter gives you an edge, maybe the difference in getting the home you want. Because Indigo Mortgage is a mortgage broker, they can help you get a pre-approval. Not all mortgage companies do this for customers, and Indigo Mortgage does it for free. See, they really do live up to the promise that nobody cares more about your mortgage loan. Call Ben Lucero and his team at Indigo Mortgage, 836-5700, or go to indigomortgage.net. NMLS 188348.
Splash, brother. The NBA Finals are underway. It's Jeff Symbieta. Join me and JJ Buck. The opening drive starts tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Oh, it's Friday. Oh, see you then.
Back on the program. Joining us on the program, Phil Beam. Phil Beam runs Camp Schaefer over at the YMCA. Phil, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good, brother. Welcome to the program. What, camp kicks off in like 3 days and everything's perfect and there's no last minute problems and there's nothing you have to do, right?
You're absolutely right. We got nothing to do but sit back and wait for the kids.
That sounds about right. That's how it comes together
it's
every year.
Really good. It's all come together really well. Yeah.
Week one is Marvel week, and that starts on June the 5th. Anything available for this week coming up, or is it all maxed out?
This one's full. The next one we have a couple spots, and then a couple more spots later on in the summer. But that's about it. This week is completely full right now.
So Phil, you got like a itchy s'more finger right now. Like when's your favorite day to do that? First day of camp, you come in and make s'mores. Like you just get it out of the way, or you save it for the last day. How does this work?
S'mores come in on the overnight days, the Wednesdays when all the kids go camping, and if we could have fires, we'd have s'mores, but we can't have fires right now because the National Forest says no fires, but we're not in any danger from fire. Everything's good there. No fires are threatening us, and camp is ready to move. We just do the overnights and the campouts without the fires.
Well, you could bake s'mores. It might not be the same, but you just throw some in the oven, right?
We probably will do that for the campers that are on the overnight, bring them all back together have a s'more and then send them back out to go to sleep.
If there was I know you guys do classes, obviously there's archery and dance and all this like cool stuff you guys, if you need like experts to come in and teach s'moring, I feel like Van and I can make ourselves available.
All right. I'll remember that. You guys.
The most s'moring class you could ever take.
S'moring.
Well, I always let everybody know I'm a s'more connoisseur, so not every s'more is created equal, you know.
Well, then you know that you got to replace the Hershey's chocolate with Reese's peanut butter cups.
That's the only thing that matters.
Next level s'mores.
Yeah.
Right?
And you never burn a s'more. You never burn a marshmallow. You toast them.
Ooh,
brown.
that's
what's beautiful.
up. Mm-hmm. I'm an Andes mints guy. You put a little Andes mint on there. Get you a little.
Andes are really good with s'mores.
Yeah, you got it.
talking to a veteran here, Fred. What do you think?
Phil Beam is the camp services director over at the YMCA running Camp Shaver this upcoming season. 575-829-3572, or you can reach out to Phil at the office, 505-595-1515, extension 3116. What have we not been talking about with the camp, Phil? What's the exciting nature of the camp this summer?
Well, we refurbished our bathhouse, so it has a nice new tiled floor and new paint, new lights. It looks really good. That's one nice thing. We got a great staff for this year. We have a person from England that's come over. Going to be one of our counselors.
Oh, cool!
So
have him tell some stories.
Yeah,
things are looking. This is the first time in 3 years that we've been able to have an international. Somebody from outside of the country, so that's exciting for us.
Yeah.
And so there's going to be cricket. Is that what you're saying? You guys are going to introduce cricket to the kids?
He is not a big cricket player. He's big on
send him back.
Football, as they call it, or soccer, as we call it.
Well, we got that. I mean, we can make soccer happen. That's a pretty popular one.
So what weeks are still open? Is Harry Potter week open?
Good
because
question.
I was called a dork because I didn't know anything about Harry Potter, and I was like, "This is Opposites Day." It's not what that means.
Yes.
So what weeks are still open, Phil?
We got our 2-week session has quite a few spots right now, and hold on.
The big fun color wars between July the 10th and July the 22nd.
July 10th. That's a good time of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And next session has plenty of spots. We got like 10 spots in that one. Session 3.
And these, so June 5th through the 11th is the first one, 12th through the 18th, the second, 19th through the 25th is the third, 26th through the second is the fourth. And then, Van, they take a week off because they got to reset
naturally
from all the trouble from the first 4 sessions, got to hose everything down. And then you're back at it July 10th through August the 6th.
Well, actually, during that 4th of July week, we host a Optimist Leadership Camp where we take kids who wouldn't be able to normally afford camp and come out to camp and enjoy it all supported by the Optimist Club Evening Optimist Club of Albuquerque.
I love that. I love everything about it. Phil, obviously the day camp is opened up just at the Y this week. What kind of energy is that the YMCA right now? How many kids are running around? Are they having the time of their lives?
It seems like quite a few are around there because when I was there the other day, they were in and out of the hallway. They were doing all sorts of stuff. They were having a great time. It's a lot more energy in the Y right now than during the winter for sure.
Current scholarship program at the Y is 75% off day camp, Van.
What a deal!
And I don't know how many of those are still available, but reach out to the YMCA Central New Mexico, and they'll be able to set you and your child up for the day camp experience. Phil, before we cut you loose, what's the one thing we missed?
It's a great summer. We're really looking forward to it. The fires just are not a threat to us, so nobody needs to worry about the fires right now. And if there is a fire or if something like that happens, we have a very clear plan to get us out of trouble and get us back home, everybody.
How far is Camp Shaver from out of town up there in Jimenez Springs? How long of a drive is that?
It's about an hour and 15 minutes from Albuquerque.
All right, well, that's Phil driving the speed limit. What that is.
It
takes Van 45 minutes.
Yeah. You guys could make it in 45 minutes.
Phil, thank you so much for taking the time. Thank you so much for being a friend of the program.
All right. Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it. I'll see you up at camp next time.
I mean, we're teaching s'mores. I mean, s'more 101.
S'more class.
Hey, we're going to say, you want some more s'more class? They're going to say, we haven't had any yet.
They're like, I already have a doctorate, Fred.
How can we have some more if we haven't had any yet? I think obviously we would teach it very similar to Sandlot. Like that would be like the energy of teaching it whenever, what's the name of the little fat catcher?
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about. He's like,
yeah, but you have to get the malo.
The malo.
The malo.
The malo.
I can't think of his name.
You know, a little fat catcher.
Yeah, with the red hair.
He got red hair, little fat redheaded kid. What's his name? He's fat. You know what I'm talking about?
Are you fat shaming a child from 25 years ago?
But on the s'mores talk, have you seen the new marshmallows that they've come out just for the s'mores? They're like flattened.
His nickname was Ham.
Oh, okay.
That's
too easy.
And yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. Griffin.
And that's cheating.
That's cheating.
And
I know.
I
was so
don't get the
disappointed
squish.
this past weekend or for Memorial because I saw my nephew do. I was like, "Wait, did they get smashed on the way?" And they're like, "No, that's how they make them now." And I'm like, "What?"
It's cheating.
There's Malos with chalky in them, and I'm like, no,
Nope.
I'm cracking my own Hershey's bar. By the way, I'm not sharing that bar.
If I catch a kid with chocolate filled marshmallows or flat marshmallows,
slap them right across
it's
the
gonna
face.
be like I busted my kid smoking cigarettes. You're gonna sit here, you're gonna smoke the whole pack.
Yeah, the whole thing.
You're gonna eat this whole bag of marshmallows.
And
you're gonna learn your lesson.
And I'm gonna shine this flashlight in your eyes.
And we're gonna burn them all, and you have to eat them.
Duh. Yeah, all different. But some raw as well. Get the whole
All
spectrum.
gooey.
Hamilton Ham Porter was played by Patrick Renna. Originally born in Boston, Massachusetts, moved to LA to pursue an acting career. He's a little fat kid from Sandlot.
He looks like if you like squish down Bill Burr. He looks exactly like that.
When we get back, Josh Sushan will tell us who his favorite Sandlot character is, and we're excited to bring that breaking news to you. We're 2 men on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
The Toasted Cheddar Chalupa is back in town. And by in town, that means at Taco Bell. So if crispy bites of cheddar cheese toasted onto a flaky shell sounds delicious to you, get yourself a Toasted Cheddar Chalupa at participating Taco Bell locations for a limited time only. This report is sponsored by Taco Bell.
All in all, traffic still looking good here in town. We do have a few slow spots, though. Southbound on I-25, that's moving slow between Osuna and Montgomery. Also, northbound I-25, Gibson to Lomas, we've got congestion there. And we're seeing slowdowns southbound on Coors as you approach Montano. If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress. Shop in store or online at AmericanHome.com. They guarantee you'll pay less. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
This is Jim Rome with the CBS Sports Minute. Let me read you a statement from Dustin Johnson. This statement was made in response to speculation that he was going to join, quote, an alternative tour. Quote, I feel it is now time to put such speculation to rest. I am fully committed to the PGA Tour, end of quote. That was Dustin Johnson in February of this past year. This is Dustin Johnson this week. So long, suckers. I'm Jim Rome.
Registration is now open for the Lobo Cancer Challenge. Cancer affects us all, and you can unite with us against cancer and raise money for the UNM Comprehensive Cancer Center. Choose your challenge for this September 24th event, and every dollar raised supports cancer patients, cancer research, outreach, and training right here in New Mexico. Sign up now or get more details right now online at lobocancerchallenge.org.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 4455 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 4455. Enjoy.
Don't miss New Mexico's biggest car cruise. Saturday night, June 18th in Clovis, New Mexico. The Bender family of dealerships presents Dragon Main. We'll have events Friday night and all day Saturday. Check out the car show, motorcycle stunt team, and more. You can even meet Joe Zoper of the hit show Garage Squad. The main event, Saturday night's Main Street Cruise. It's a short drive to Clovis, New Mexico. And join thousands at Dragon Main. Details at dragonmain.org. Paid for by the City of Clovis Lodgers Tax.
Today at 4 p on 2 Men On, NBA Finals recap, NFL offseason, and the boys are live from Hollow Spirits with some cool giveaways. Come have some fun with us.
We're back on the program. Joining us live from where we at, Oklahoma City today. Are we at Sugarland? Where are we at? What is going on here? Everything's upside down and backwards, man.
Where do you work?
Well, you got the whole thing upside down. We're at Sugarland. Why did you turn the colander around?
I knew where it was.
Well, I just don't understand. The colander is right in front of me. Calendar.
It's totally calendar.
Colander.
Colander's what you make soups and potions out of if you're a witch from old times.
There we go. Josh Sushan joining us, and he's about to tell us who his favorite Sandlot character is. Josh, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me on the program. Well, it'd be really easy to just say the dude who grows up to become play-by-play announcer at Dodger Stadium, right? I mean,
Benny the Jet Rodriguez.
But that is the incorrect answer. The correct answer, as we all know, is Squints. I mean, he got Wendy Peppercorn to make out with him.
100% true.
For that child actor, that was his first on-screen kiss. And his first kiss in real life.
Oh, my goodness.
His first real kiss in real life was on screen.
Much like Fred, he peaked early, too.
Yeah. Well, and I believe canon-wise, he ended up bagging her. So they ended up getting married and
9 kids or something like that, according to the scroll at the end.
So, yeah, hard to hate on Squints. Hard to hate on Squints at all.
Yeah.
Is Sandlot still a talk in the clubhouse? Does it still have relevancy in the world of baseball?
I don't know. That is a good question. I have not heard them talking about it in the clubhouse, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. I can tell you that a few years ago. So the lot itself is in Utah. It's not that far from Smith's Ballpark in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Oh.
So I had rented a car 3 or 4 years ago, and I got the address, and I drove, and I got there, and I was like, oh, wait, this can't be it. And then I walked around this way, and I walked around that way, and then I realized it is it, and it looks nothing at all like it did on the movie. You can kind of tell where the field mostly was, but I felt like a creep if I'm going through people's side yards and backyards to get there, and there wasn't a baseline, and it was a total letdown. But I did see where they filmed it.
So how far down the list of greatest baseball movies do you have for the love of the game? Because I think it's the worst of all time.
I agree.
I would say it's the best baseball movie of all time.
For Love of the Game is the worst baseball movie ever,
I don't know.
except for Angels in the Outfield.
Josh, me and you are kindred spirits because that's my exact list right there.
I don't agree with anything you're saying at all. And also, Kenny DeNunez was the answer. He also played in Mighty Ducks, so he was in 2 of my favorite childhood movies. He was the pitcher. Very good. So there's your Sandlot answer.
Was he also in Air Bud?
Airborne to me is better than Air Bud.
Airborne is better than Air Bud. You are 100% correct.
What's the most disappointment you've ever had, Josh, when going back to watch one of your childhood favorite baseball movies?
Ooh, that's a good question. Some of them don't age quite as well as you think they did. So I'm not going to necessarily answer your question, but there's a movie that came out, and it's often been described as the best baseball movie that you've never seen.
For love of the game.
It's called Long Gone. You guys ever seen it?
Ooh,
no.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So it was basically like a straight to HBO movie. It came out in the sort of like the glory years of baseball movies, the late 80s. And Virginia Madsen was in it. And it's basically about it's like an independent minor league baseball team. And well, I guess I can give away the plot. It's been long enough, right? Where there's this dude, his name is Stud Cantrell, and the rival team tries to bribe him in order to lose the pennant. And there's a black dude who they don't want to sign, but he pretends like he's Cuban, and so they sign him, and they go on this great run. And there's this second baseman who's this super Christian guy, and there's a situation with him and the local girl. It's really, really good. I thought that it was ahead of its time in terms of just telling different storylines about America's past and about baseball and all that kind of stuff. So I actually went back to view it about 2 or 3 years ago. I was talking to Cody Decker about it, which was super random. But anyways, I went back to go see it, and it did hold up about as well as I could have thought and hoped that it would hold up. Again, it's called Long Gone. I think you can only find it on HBO Max, or maybe you can do a deep dive on YouTube. It's really good, and hardly anyone ever knows that it existed.
Also,
got a young Dulmer Maroney in it.
Yes, very young. Yeah, he's the second baseman who has to make some moral dilemmas about his feelings about this girl in town.
Ooh, buddy.
All right, so the Rotten Tomatoes on what you're saying says that Long Gone is a surefire hit. So it's like a 77% fresh, which means go check that bad boy out. But we all know that's not a fair scale with Rotten Tomatoes, because For Love of the Game is sitting at only 46% fresh. So we know that it's biased and ignorant.
Dan and I stand very proudly on our throne of being correct.
Hot garbage.
Came out the day after Christmas, 1999. I went and saw it with a friend of mine. It was my freshman year of high school, and we fell madly in love that day over our shared love of the game. I think of her often.
Fondly?
Well, I mean, just best experience.
I mean,
ever.
the movie was so bad, like the love must have been very strong for you guys to at least move forward at all whatsoever.
Well, I didn't put a gold ring on her, but the Isotopes are going to put Brandon Gold on the mound tonight. What's going on with the baseball team, Josh?
I like what you did there. By
I got
the way.
you.
I really can appreciate a good transition, and that was a sensational transition. To answer your question, you always feel good when Brandon Gold's on the mound.
He wins games.
Yeah.
He wins games. He gives you a chance to win by the way he pitches. I'm excited about the way that he has thrown the ball since being back in the rotation. Basically know that he's going to go at least 5 innings every time. He's probably going to pitch into the 6th, and you're either going to have the lead or it's going to be close. And he pitched really well against Sugar Land last year. And not only do they need Gold to pitch well, but they just need him to get off to a good start, right? I mean, yesterday, 5-0 after the first inning. The day before, 7-2 after 2 innings. You're just finding yourself in these big holes, which it's not a good strategy no matter what sport you're playing to get behind. And it's especially bad strategy in this ballpark where it's so hard to score runs. So, yeah, they need Gold to just kind of give him some breathing room in the first couple innings, you know?
In my old career, I worked with a guy named Brendan Gould.
Ooh.
That's very close to Brandon Gold.
I don't know the relevance here.
There's none whatsoever. It just popped into my head, and you know how my brain works.
Back to the game. Sean Burchard has reached base in 13 straight. Pretty good little baseball player, huh?
Yeah, I like Sean a lot. He can play the corner outfields. He can play first, which is where he's going to play today. Went to UCLA. It's his first year AAA. I felt like first couple of weeks he was trying to get his sea legs, and then he was really starting to hit the ball really well, and then he gets hurt making a diving catch, and now he's been back from the injury for about 4 or 5 games now. Had a 2-run homer a couple days ago. Yesterday, drew 3 walks, got on base 4 times total. I think the Bouchard's got a future. I mean, he can play multiple positions. He can run a little bit. He can hit for power. He can hit for average. And, he's fun to watch. When he gets to the box, you're like, all right, what are you going to do this time, Sean?
Well, and him and Coco.
Ben Zobrist vibes there.
There you go. A little 5-tooler. Him and Coco Montez were kind of going 1 for 1 there for about 2 weeks straight. Do those guys excuse me as I clear my throat? Do those guys recognize whenever they're both having success? Is that like a motivator for each other?
Interesting that you bring those 2 guys up, because the day that Coco Montez joined us, I was interviewing Sean Bouchard on the pregame show, and I said to him, all right, we got this new guy, Coco. What, give us his scouting report. And first thing he said, a lot of doubles. And in Coco's first at bat, he had a double, and he had a second double later in the game. And the day after that, he had a double. And the day after that, he had a double. And then, a couple of weeks later, I interviewed Coco, and I said, all right, Sean Bouchard gave us this incredible scouting report about you. He just mentioned doubles. What's the scouting report on your boy Sean? And Coco goes, well, actually, a lot of doubles from him. He said last year we were kind of going back and forth about who was going to have the team lead in doubles, and said that he ended up with it, but they were like super close. And that night, Bouchard had a double. So double trouble with those 2.
That's a beautiful thing right there.
They pay attention. They know.
What's the early reception with your podcast you posted? I'm sure there's a lot of interest.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are just like really curious to see how this thing works with all the different rules, and most importantly, which one's going to go to the major leagues, and really what needs to be tweaked with it. From a pitch clock standpoint, I can tell you that 2 nights ago, the pitch clock operator here in Sugar Land was so fast that the home plate umpire told both dugouts, I'm not going to call any pace of play violations because he's starting it too fast. And because of that, a different person was the operator yesterday, and I felt like he was actually too slow. I felt like he was like waiting. Like the pitcher would get the ball back, and he would wait like a second or a second and a half before he would start it. And so both of those defeat the whole purpose of how this is supposed to work, right? It needs to be consistent. And that's why I'm going to keep patting myself on the back about my idea that if this does go to the major leagues, there needs to be a 5th umpire who runs the pitch clock.
Boom.
I think it's a win for everyone, because you need someone objective. You don't want people thinking, oh, he's in San Francisco, he's a Giants fan, he's totally cheating in order to help the Giants out. I think it helps out the players union. They get more jobs. And then after going around the bases, on the 5th day, you go up to the booth and you're up there. This way they can all communicate. Because there's just too much inconsistency with it, I feel like our games are starting to creep back up to where they were in terms of not just length, but in terms of pace. There isn't I feel like they've started to slow down and kind of get back to where we were, 7 weeks ago, and you just need more consistency.
Speaking of pitch clock, it will start tonight at 6:05. Josh, thank you so much for taking the time with us. We're at the break.
All right. You guys enjoy the rest of your show.
You
Talk
good,
to
brother?
All right.
95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Well, traffic right now. We do have a few slow spots here in the metro. Southbound on I-25, that's moving slow between Osuna and Montgomery. Also, I-25 northbound between Gibson and Central. We got some congestion there. Slowdowns westbound on Paseo as you approach the river. Everything else right now, though, looking really good here in town. If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress, the largest selection of in-stock furniture in the state, locally owned and operated. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
This is Jim Rome with your Rome Report. This week's SEC meetings were hyped up like no set of league coaches meetings ever before because Saban v. Fisher. It was supposed to be the ultimate throwdown. Old men supposedly giving each other the hands. Instead, they gave us nothing. Nick Saban, of course, tried to walk his stuff back on Tuesday, and that was brutal. But there was still at least hope for some fireworks when Jimbo Fisher hit the podium yesterday, and Jimbo gave us jack bleep. Quote, it's over with. We're done talking about it. We're moving on to try to fix the problems of what we have in college football. Wait, what? 5 minutes ago, the two of you wanted to kill each other and were saying that you were each the problem with college football. You don't get to just, quote, move on moments after slinging the type of mud that you were slinging moments ago. There's no moving on from that. Nice try, Jim.
Are you 50 years or older? The New Mexico Department of Health recommends that you receive a second COVID-19 booster. If it's been 4 months since your first booster, it's time to schedule your second. Individuals that are 50 years of age or older have an increased risk of severe COVID-19 illness. This is especially important for individuals with underlying medical conditions. Your health risk is lowest when you stay up to date with your COVID-19 vaccines. Don't wait. Schedule your booster today at vaccinenm.org. That's vaccinenm.org.
K240BL Albuquerque is 95.9 FM, AM 610 KNML Albuquerque. The Sports Animal, proud to be a Cumulus media station, even if they're not that proud of us.
Now betting for the Sports Animal, your afternoon drive. Number 2, Menon, Van Nunley, and Fred Slow. And in the on-deck circle, Robert Buck D. Gibson.
This is Two Men On with Van Nunley and Fred Slow.
Back on the program. The live chat I'm about to disable. That's where we're at with this thing. By the way, it's 5 o'clock. Welcome to Quitting Time. For Love of the Game is the best, not just baseball movie of all time, probably the best sports movie of all time. Makes Rocky look terrible. What's that one you like with the golfing? Happy Gilmore?
Caddyshack?
Yeah.
You think of Caddy?
Sucks.
Okay, say that to Kenny Loggins' face.
Kenny Loggins isn't even good enough to be in the new Top Gun, so.
Wait, he's not?
Sucks.
Are you sure about that?
No, I'm not, because I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to go this weekend. I'm thinking about just taking Monday off. I think I'm going to go see it in the morning and in the afternoon. Something fun about a matinee, Griff. Don't know if you matinee ever. I like walking into a movie and walking out and it's still daylight.
It's kind of disorienting.
Give me that. John C. Reilly was in love for the game. Question mark? What?
Kenny Loggins recorded a 5.0 version of Danger Zone for Top Gun, but Tom Cruise had other ideas.
All right.
That Scientologist kook screwed over my dude, Kenny Loggins.
Who, Jerry Maguire, the second best sports movie of all time behind For Love of the Game.
You have the worst list of any human being of any list genre.
It says Kevin Costner was a 40-year-old pitcher in For Love of the Game. All right, friend of the show, Brendan, is really under my skin right now. He's wrote this is a diatribe he's put out on
everything
how bad.
He said is correct. Everything he said is on point.
No, it's stupid.
So are we just talking baseball movies right now?
No, all movies, really. For Love of the Game might be the best movie in the history of film. besides Airborne, which is not a sports movie.
Inline skating's a sport.
So it's the second best movie of all time, Airborne, behind For Love of the Game.
The love of the game.
Which I love. Griff, have you seen it? What are you doing? You want to watch it?
No, I have not seen
So
it. I was
it's-
just looking it up. No, I have
Don't
not.
bother.
It's very good. It's the story of how Kevin Costner falls in love.
If you want to see a movie about old people exceeding expectations, just watch Cocoon.
If you want to see a movie about old people exceeding expectations, just look at Van and Fred's professional career.
Yeah, there's that too.
I would have thought for a sports movie, you would have liked that Paige, the WWE story.
No,
All in
that
the
was
family
stupid.
Or Fighting with My Family or whatever.
Yeah, it was stupid.
What's that one?
I liked that.
It's about this girl. This
Peanut Butter Falcon?
No, Peanut Butter Falcon's very good.
It's probably the number one sports movie of all time.
It doesn't have Kelly Preston, who was in For Love of the Game, who fell in love with Kevin Costner.
Wait, in real life too, right? Aren't they married in real life?
I think they're married in real life.
Yeah.
No, Kelly Preston wasn't she married to John Travolta and then she passed away.
I think there's some truth to what you're saying.
Too much Scientology?
It's very good. It's just an insanely good movie. That's the whole point I'm trying to get to. All right, the live chat's disabled. Moving forward.
Friend of the show, do not listen to Fred.
Friend of the show, Brendan, is now on the list. So that means he has received a 1-week suspension from the program.
You don't
Kevin
have the
Costner
technology.
did a lot of movies about sports.
Yeah, a lot of excellent movies. And I can rank them like this. Number 1, For Love of the Game. Number 2, any of the other ones.
Field of Dreams.
Griffey from the texter, Stardog Champion by Mother Love Bone, very sexual, would be a great bump song after breaks. So write that one down.
What is it called?
Stardog Champion by Mother Love Bone.
Never heard of that.
We're about to find out next break. Let's bring back Ronchetti to Mother Love Bone.
Ronchetti joining us at 5:30. Mark Ronchetti. So are you on that level where you can just go with one name? Or is it because he has such a cool last name?
Yeah. If my last name was Ronchetti, I wouldn't use my first name ever. Unless I was knighted, then I probably would.
Sir Ronchetti?
Yeah.
Lord Ronchetti?
Mm-hmm. Well, you just have to own land to be Lord, but
what?
You have to be knighted to be Sir.
I don't know the rules on what you're describing. I know the Queen of England does not live in Windsor Castle.
Look, you keep saying that For the Love of the Game is the best baseball movie of all time. No one's going to believe a word you say about anything ever going forward. You've lost all credibility.
Kevin Costner is practically a dinosaur in For Love of the Game, okay? And he goes out there in his final start ever in Yankee Stadium.
Because you're not sure if he has scales or feathers. Is that why he's a dinosaur?
No, age, man.
He's old.
He's 365 million years old.
Okay.
Also, from the live chat, Van cannot veto 1-week bans from the program.
Sure I can.
Which I have just issued.
There's only 2 votes. We split votes. We're at an impasse.
Griff, we need your vote on this. As the producer of this program, at least for today, by the way, has anyone put out an APB on Vital? There he is.
Behind me.
There he is. Okay.
I found him.
It needs to be by rule that I can at any point emotionally, due to choice or circumstance, ban anyone from the program for at minimum a 1-week period.
Out of sheer emotion for calling you out on your wrongness.
Billy Chappell.
Your wrongitude.
Takes the mound at Yankee Stadium and throws a perfect game. And over the course of that 9-inning game, you get to revisit the love story of him and Jane whatever, played by John Travolta's dead ex-wife. It's excellent.
Yeah, it's bad. It's very bad.
It's a Sam Raimi film. It's very good.
Sam Raimi? The guy who ruined Spider-Man?
Oh, man, you're making me so mad.
The same guy who almost collapsed a superhero series? That guy?
Spider-Man is bigger than ever right now.
What about Fever Pitch, Fred?
I did not realize that Kelly Preston passed away in 2020. That was a busy year.
My mind was kind of on me not dying.
A lot of emphasis. You're always putting yourself first when it comes to not dying.
Yeah, during early in pandemics, I'm very self-centered.
NBA playoffs start tonight. Everyone in the world is taking the Golden State Warriors. And where are you at, coward Celtics fans that are just happy to be there? You losers. Why is cowardice Celtic Van not sticking up for their boys that made it all the way through the buzzsaw that is the East, and they're just folding over in 4 games against the much better, much more talented, much more capable, much more experienced, surefire 6 Hall of Famers of the San Francisco Warriors?
Are you familiar with the luck of the Irish?
Hold up. I think I am. Now, does that have a lot to do with drinking?
Yes.
Then yes, I'm familiar with
You
it.
create your own luck when you're drinking.
Okay, I'm in on this.
The luck of the Irish, boom, number 1. Boston Garden, boom, haunted, number 2. Point guard from St. Louis, you should be rooting for.
Yes, Jason Tatum.
Number 3, boom. A coach with an unpronounceable name, boom, 4.
Underdog? Is underdog one?
One of the biggest underdogs
Thank you.
in recent finals history, boom, 5. There's all kinds of reasons to like the Celtics. There's all kinds of reasons to root for the Celtics.
Well, here's why I'm rooting for the Celtics.
There's no Draymond on that team.
That's 100% true.
That's a big bonus.
The biggest bonus is this. Every friend of this show listening right now in their car, mark the time, 5:10 p.m. Mountain. When's tip-off? In like an hour 20, right?
Sure.
Tomorrow, when you tune into this program, or when you come and meet us at Hollow Spirits, I'm going to ask you if you need to go see my physical therapist girlfriend, because you have whiplash from how quick you had to turn your neck around whenever Celtics take game 1, because you guys are fearful, you're cowardice, and you're small. Someone step up for the Celtics, because David beats Goliath, yo.
The whole team is going to step up. They're going to play with reckless abandon because they're such huge underdogs. And by the way, shout out to Steph and Clay. You guys are excellent. Change the game. But why are you going to root for a bunch of dudes who are too scared to take it to the basket and they just stand there and shoot 3-pointers all game? Cowards.
Thank you to the live chat.
Go dunk.
From friend of the show, Craig. Fever Pitch is a great baseball movie if you're a Red Sox, Jimmy Fallon, Drew Barrymore fan, or a Cardinals hater. Craig has just become the second individual on the ban list for 1 week, a 1-week suspension to Craig, and now
you can't ban everybody who disagrees with you.
Craig and Brendan can enjoy their time on the 1-week suspension list.
This is Trumpian behavior from you, Fred.
Well, Mark Ronchetti's joining the program at 5:30. We're excited about that. Fever Pitch, so stupid. The Red Sox come back and beat the Cardinal. It will not even come back. It's a 4-game sweep. It's the stupidest movie ever made. Jimmy Fallon. Who's ever tuned into anything for Jimmy Fallon? What's the destination film with Jimmy Fallon?
I think that's it, right? Fever Pitch?
He's a good host, though.
No.
Tonight Show's good. He sings, dances. Very funny writer.
He is a good writer.
I bet he's on the Tonight Show tonight wearing a Celtics jersey because he ain't a coward like everyone listening to this program.
I liked the movie about is it Moneyball with Brad Pitt?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's not a baseball movie. It's an analytics movie. It doesn't have nothing to do with baseball.
So yes, it has a lot to do with baseball.
What?
My dude, Jeff Bagwell, was a guest commentator on an Astros game last week, and he was blasting Moneyball because it's unrealistic.
Yes.
Because just them being cheap and using analytics, they kind of glossed over the fact.
3 pitchers all winning 22 games?
Yes. They had Mulder and Hudson and Barry Zito, and their shortstop was Miguel Tejada. And
Eric Gagne. Who's the closer? Oh gosh, keep going. I'll come up.
Oh, he had the longest name forever.
That's right. I'll come up with it.
Super long. Isringhausen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who plays for the Cardinals now?
Yeah. Like their team was loaded just because they had to replace Jason Giambi. That doesn't make it the miracle. After that was gone, after that core was gone, but they were competitive because they had the 3 best pitchers
Right.
in baseball. Their pitchers were 1, 2, 3 on the Cy Young Award.
And Griff just likes it because there's the one scene with Brad Pitt's daughter, and she's just like, I'm a little bit caught in the middle. And then Griff's like, like you're dancing back there right now.
I'm all tears.
Life is a maze and love is a riddle. And you're like, okay, cute little kid on an acoustic guitar singing to her dad to try to get him to love her the way that he loves baseball and not her. Whoa, that hit home. Dad, why do you love your job more than me?
Because his career was a failure and he has to make up for it by being a better GM. Should have that father-sized hole filled with love for his daughter, but now he's a workaholic. A very, very good-looking workaholic.
The Show is the name of that song. Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense. Because Major League Baseball is The Show.
It's called The Show.
All right, put that on the list. That song slaps. That song does slap. Like in that scene, you just got goosebumps. In that scene, when Brad Pitt and his daughter at the guitar thing in Moneyball, you're like, oh, Brad Pitt's actually missing his life here.
I'd rather watch Moneyball in Gaelic than I would For the Love of the Game in English.
Yeah, you put Gaelic on anything, it's way better.
Well, by that joke, I meant a language I don't understand.
Oh,
which would be a waste of my time.
It's a beautiful language by the beautiful people of Scotland or Ireland. I don't really know the difference.
Or Wales or Northern Ireland. You're not really sure, are you?
No, they're all the same to me. The Isles, the British Isles is what I meant to say.
Uh-huh. There's 4 different languages.
Which Boston settled by the Irish, who have now gone from some of the baddest dudes on the planet to the most cowardice fan base on the planet because we feel like we're on house money. Losers. Cheer for your team.
Celtics fans are going to bring their A game. You watch.
Where's friend of the show, Craig?
No one's hiding. Friend of the show, Boston sports friend of the show, Craig, came in hot.
Yeah, bringing the heat, Griff. I'm catching it on the live chat.
National Jason Tatum Day before we even brought up basketball.
That's true. But he's from St. Louis. He's not Boston. And if you're not part of the live chat, like if you're in a place where you're listening and you're not in the car, at Talk ABQ on social media, find us, YouTube or Facebook or whatever. Get in the live chat. This thing is fire. Everyone's getting banned for 1 week. There's a 1 week suspension.
You can't just ban everybody.
That will be enforced by me, solely by me. And any reference. All right, here, I'm going to give you a list.
If you say anything racist, sexist, or bigotist, you will be blocked.
In the live chat, how can we even monitor that?
For a week, maybe 2. If you disagree with Fred, you will not be blocked. Feel free to call him out on his idiocy. And please bring your A game. He needs it.
I don't know where to go, but I can't do it alone. 2 men on, live from the John Lopez Real Estate and Coldwell Banker Legacy Studio. We're powered by New Mexico Pinon Coffee. We play on Team I-9. Start our days at the YMCA of Central New Mexico. Spend our evenings at Hollow Spirit. And New Mexico's vodka is Teller Vodka. It's 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Well, traffic starting to pick up now into rush hour. Seeing more and more congestion northbound on I-25 between Gibson and Lomas. Also, southbound I-25, that's moving slow. Unser to Montgomery. Westbound on Paseo, we got slowdowns. They're going to start around 2nd Street and last until Coors, and headed west on I-40. We're starting to see slowdowns around 4th Street between there and Unser. If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress. Shop in store or online at AmericanHome.com. They guarantee you'll pay less. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. I want to speak to the dads who are being denied access to their kids, excluded from key parenting decisions, are contending with child support issues. In all of these cases, doing nothing is probably not a good strategy. The law has given you rights, but you have to assert them. If the challenge is the cost of an attorney, Cordell & Cordell offers a capped fee option. Give us a call.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Albuquerque area attorneys. 6565 America's Parkway Northeast, Suite 900, Albuquerque, New Mexico, 87110.
Broken bricks, falling fences, damaged doors.
Gorilla Glue, of course. Gorilla Glue is incredibly strong, 100% waterproof, and bonds virtually everything. Gorilla Glue, for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Feeling thirsty? Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea is made with thirst-quenching real brew tea and 5% alcohol. Fun to drink poolside, at the lake, or even play in the back nine. Look for the bright yellow Twisted Tea cans. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
O'Reilly. This is Sarah's O'Reilly Auto Parts story.
Driving cross country with 2 young children is ambitious, to say the least. Then our check engine light came on. We pulled into O'Reilly Auto Parts and they tested it. Turned out it was a faulty sensor. They referred us to a great mechanic just down the street and we were back on the road in no time.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey, I'm Ariana. A little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Spicy Southwest salad is when I take a bite, it's like, wow, I'm getting a punch from the roasted corn. I'm getting a kick from the spicy chicken. It's just great.
Hi, this is Tori. A little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Cobb salad is the avocado lime dressing. It adds to the chicken, the bacon, and the roasted corn. It takes the salad to a whole nother level.
Order a salad for delivery on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Do you think you have COVID-19? Are you suffering from symptoms like cough, fever, shortness of breath, sore throat, or chills? Knowing if you have COVID-19 can help you seek proper treatment and prevent the virus from spreading to your family and community. You should get tested if you have symptoms of COVID-19 or have been in close contact with someone who tested positive for COVID-19. Don't wait. Find a test near you at findatestnm.org. That's findatestnm.org.
Are you a car enthusiast, gearhead, or do you just like having fun? New Mexico's biggest car cruise happens Saturday night, June 18th in Clovis, New Mexico. The Bender family of dealerships presents Dragon May. Join thousands for Friday night's block party, Saturday's gearhead gathering, and the main event, Saturday night's Main Street Cruise. Drive, trailer it, or push it. Everyone's welcome at Dragon May. Get details at dragonmay.org. That's dragonmay.org. Paid for by the City of Clovis Lodgers Tax.
The Opening Drive with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bob. Weekday mornings from 7 till 10 on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
All right, the live chat is now disabled. You cannot reach out to the program via social media or via the text line because it has become disastrous to me. It hurts me. It's at a point where it hurts me.
None of this is true whatsoever. Keep participating at will.
Stupid take.
Especially if you got hot takes on how awful For the Love of the Game is, which it is.
Less than 10 minutes from Mark Ronchetti joining us on the program.
Even if you take out the little kid song and the how could you not be romantic about baseball part, Moneyball is still better than For the Love of the Game.
No. Moneyball had 12 years since For Love of the Game came out to do better, and it couldn't even take that and use it as a way to become a better baseball movie.
Moneyball won an award from the Geneva Convention.
What does that mean?
It's the Geneva Convention says the best movie of all time.
Geneva Convention, which is the convention that regulated war crimes. You're telling me a war crimes convention gave an award to Moneyball, the movie?
That's how good it is.
What are you going on about? The people that said you can't use shotguns in warfare? That's who told you that Moneyball is a good movie?
Yes.
I am a professional sports broadcaster.
You have to give your prisoners water bottles, and Moneyball is better than For the Love of the Game. It's in there. It's in writing. I didn't write it.
The Geneva Convention also did not write it. Nike founder Phil Knight and Dodgers co-owner Alan, help me out here, Smolinski?
Yeah, Smolinski.
Have made a $2 billion plus some change. One more time.
Billion.
Written offer for the purchase of the written offer. What do you got to get that notarized? Like what are the?
Yeah.
What is? You can't just text it over. One time, Griff in town, we tried to buy a radio station. This is a real story. I'm going to give very limited details on air. And we texted
to protect the innocent.
Protect a lot of people. but I text over to a person who owns a radio station in this market. I text, we'll just buy it.
We'll just buy it then.
Yeah, I don't think that's a written offer. $2 billion plus written offer to the purchase of the Portland Trailblazers. So there you go. The Paul Allen Trust looks like they will be the ownership group.
And they're just going to move them to Tulsa.
No, because Nike owns Portland.
They're just going to take another Pacific Northwest team and move it into tornado country. Phil Knight will not move it.
Absolutely not, because like Portland only exists because of Nike. And there's going to be a lot of like super hip woke people listening to me right now.
Yeah.
They're going to try to talk to me about Oregon culture.
Oh, yeah? Well, my Fermented Foods LLC is doing pretty good on its own, Fred.
Well, I don't know if you know, but I have Asian-infused macaroni ideas, and I think it's the only place I can get my food truck off the ground.
Yeah, okay. Well, you say that to my LLC who makes locally sourced Birkenstocks.
Are you telling me that your iPods, you just carry them around not in a locally sourced hide satchel? I don't get it, man.
Okay. Well, I started a pet park just for goats in my neighborhood.
It's like a miniature obstacle course there for your goats. But if they get too aggressive, then we put them on a tee and we call it the goat tee. On a tee, like golf? What are you talking about?
Okay. Well, maybe since I started my LLC for really, really, really inconvenienced goat farmers.
But it's not a petting zoo, so don't assume. That's what you get. Hey, I often talk about El Paso. It's Portland.
Portland's the real answer?
Portland is the worst.
They're actually so very nice up there.
No, it's terrible.
But they're such an easy punchline.
Are they?
Yeah.
Vancouver, Washington is about 5 minutes north of Portland. Go there. We're about to have on the program Mark Ronchetti in about 5 minutes. Washington State University alum, Mark Ronchetti. Let's go, Cougs.
Look at you guys.
Wazoo in the house.
Let's just do 15 minutes about Portland.
Just
with Mark Ronchetti.
Yeah. Talking about how the Palouse is better than Portland. Look up the Palouse. This station's kind of right. You know, because in the morning show, Jeff Symbieta, he just spent a little time up there in Northeast Washington. He knows about the area. He knows what's up.
Okay.
El Paso. I tell you what, that's where Phil Knight will never move a basketball team is El Paso.
Out for safety precautions?
Yes. So, the way I see it is Nike buys the Blazers. Cool. And then what? 5 years, Freddie Freeman to the Blazers? Do you think it'll be that quick? Or
Probably.
Mm-hmm. Run the front office or something. It's crazy to think that let's say ballpark number, friend of the show. What does friend of the show make every year? 50 grand to 100 grand?
Call it 50.
We have the numbers. I think the numbers say like the average listener makes like 70 grand or something. That's average.
We could ask Mark Ronchetti after the break. He knows.
How do me, you, Griff, anyone at this station, anyone in the listener base, how do they even fathom 200 bill?
Or two?
2 bill, sorry.
Yeah. I can fathom 2, but 200. Now we're just talking crazy, Fred.
Now we're getting extreme.
Oh my God.
And Portland's already basketball wise, they're kind of a pretty cool brand. The Blazers is a cool brand.
Yeah. Remember the Jail Blazers? That was so fun.
What is that?
That's the best team ever.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The Jail Blazers?
Uh-uh.
Oh my God.
Tell me more.
No. Google it.
Interesting.
You should know this. You host a sports talk radio show, Fred.
I should know about regionally specific basketball in Portland. Griff, are you whispering to me? Because I can't hear you again. Nope, still nothing. The inner office mic is not working. Let's go to break and come back. Is that Mark on the phone? Is Mark waiting? Just shake your head because I can't hear a word you're saying. 2 men on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
Well, traffic right now, we do have a new crash to tell you about. It is Unser and Rainbow. We've got slowdowns in all directions there, so watch out if you're making your way that way this afternoon. Also, Paseo headed west this afternoon. You're going to see slowdowns start around 2nd Street. They're going to last until Coors. Southbound on I-25, that's moving slow between Unser and Montgomery. If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress, the largest selection of in-stock furniture in the state. Locally owned and operated. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
Take the under in the Bronx in Game 2. I'm Joe Ostrowski here to help you beat the books with BetQL. Angels rookie Reed Detmers threw a no-hitter earlier this season, and Yankees starter Jameson Taillon has a sub-2.5 ERA on the year. That combination leads the BetQL model to take the under in tonight's nightcap. They have under 8.5 as a 5-star best bet. I'm Joe Ostrowski. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetQL app today.
So in life, throws you uh-ohs. Just say, better get Mako.
And visit the paint and auto body experts at Mako today. Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. So you have to drive 300 miles to your cousin's wedding. Okay, so it's his fourth. But you know what they say, fourth time's the charm. Well, here's the problem. Your tires are as bald as I am. But lucky for you, eBay Motors has tires for just about every make and model. Plus wheels, lug nuts, jack stands, and more. 122 million parts. Do they have tissues? Oh, good, because I'm definitely a crier. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Nothing says summer like an ice-cold Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Smooth, refreshing, real brewed tea with 5% alcohol. Look for Twisted Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted!
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
O'Reilly. This is Sarah's O'Reilly Auto Parts story.
Driving cross country with 2 young children is ambitious, to say the least. Then our check engine light came on. We pulled into O'Reilly Auto Parts and they tested it. Turned out it was a faulty sensor. They referred us to a great mechanic just down the street and we were back on the road in no time.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey, I'm Ariana. A little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Spicy Southwest salad is when I take a bite, it's like, wow, I'm getting a punch from the roasted corn. I'm getting a kick from the spicy chicken. It's just great.
Hi, this is Tori. A little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Cobb salad is the avocado lime dressing. It adds to the chicken, the bacon, and the roasted corn. It takes the salad to a whole nother level.
Order a salad for delivery on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Splash, brother. The NBA Finals are underway. It's Jeff Symbieta. Join me and JJ Buck. The opening drive starts tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Oh, it's Friday. Oh, see you then.
Back on the show. We missed caller Jason, and I want to apologize to Jason because he was calling to tell us about how El Paso has some of the lowest crime rates going for a city of its size. And that's super impressive for El Paso. But that's classic El Paso putting their low crime rate in my face.
You're going to take the crime and dump it on the other side of the fence.
Yeah.
Give it to
that's
Mexico.
El Paso.
Cheaters.
Here's a guy who does care about El Paso because he cares about the whole state, and that's friend of the show and fellow Wazoo grad Mark Ronchetti. Mark, welcome to the program.
Hey.
There we go.
How are you, my friend?
Welcome. So where are you at right now? Where Alamogordo? Where are you at today?
I am in Alamogordo, yes.
Okay.
We just finished up a couple of events here, and we're headed to Cruces next.
So is that campaign trail or hiking trail? What do you mean?
That is campaign trail.
Okay.
So we are doing a bunch of events here, just kind of all across the southern portion of the state through Saturday, and then we'll come up to Albuquerque by Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Mark, before we jump into politics and sports, I want to talk a little weather. And I want to ask you why you're always so right and Steve Stucker's always so wrong.
Good question.
What's wrong with this guy?
Steve Stucker could be the nicest human being that ever lived.
Loves dogs.
And so I will tell you, I think we spent a lot of time at Channel 13 trying to explain exactly why the weather was going to do what it was going to do. And sometimes you say, well, does that make you better at the job? No, what I was trying to do is that if it didn't work out, I wanted to have a built-in excuse. So I would always be like, hey, see, guys, I told you that this was a possibility. So we're always trying to add in that extra caveat in there to make sure that we looked like we knew what we were talking about.
Fantastic.
How hard are you pulling for fellow Washington State grad Klay Thompson in the NBA Finals, Mark?
You know what? I always pull for Klay.
Yeah.
Because, honestly, since Klay left WSU, it's been a little rough for us.
You don't say.
Frankly.
I mean, you don't. Yes, it has.
I mean, Have we actually won a game since Clay left? Actually,
allegedly we won an NIT play-in or something.
Oh,
But,
that's right. That's
yeah.
right. I forgot. We haven't been in the tournament since, but yeah, no doubt. No, Clay's incredible. I mean, he's unbelievable, and it's great to watch him. But I'm not actually a huge fan of the Warriors, quite frankly.
Well, I don't like that energy. I don't know where that's coming from.
Yeah,
You're not a front runner, and you're rooting for the underdog.
Okay, I get that. So
just like the rest of the country thinks New Mexico is, but little do they know we're already the best state in the union, and we're getting better.
Love that.
We are. There's some things we need to improve on, though, I think.
And speaking of needing to improve, obviously I ran into you this past weekend at the Duke City Gladiators game, and we're also breaking news before I finish that story. Steve Stucker on the cover of Albuquerque the magazine this next month.
Oh.
So congratulations to Steve. That's a good deal. That's a good
That's
get.
huge for Steve.
I mean,
well done, Steve.
Mark's running for governor. He's a gubernatorial candidate.
Gubernatorial.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Steve's on the front of the magazine. So anyways, we ran into each other at the Gladiators game this past weekend. Yeah. And obviously the first conversation I always try to have with you every time I run into you is, hey, what's New Mexico doing to help with the push for athletics in New Mexico and drawing events? And I need to get a pledge right now here from you, Mark. Once you become governor of this fine state, if you do, are you going to give a lifetime commitment to the New Mexico Bowl?
I think the Mexico Bowl is a huge part of what we need to do.
Smart.
I'm a huge fan. So, yeah, I think we need to be very supportive of it. You know, part of the problem is that we end up making doing business in New Mexico really difficult. And that includes attracting big events here where we could, on the front end, commit to the event. And then on the back end, knowing how much it can benefit the state, we benefit from it in a huge way. But too often, we create so many of these barriers where we're not willing to do what needs to be done to attract these events here. And then you look back at it and you go, well, gee, why is no one showing up here to do these events? We have so much to offer. And if you talk about whether it be the New Mexico Bowl and dealing with ESPN on that, or whether you talk about MMA, or whether you talk about other big events across the state here, we have so many facilities and so many opportunities to attract big events that we don't take advantage of. So to me, that mindset has to change because we have that chance and we're just not taking advantage of it.
So when you're talking about facilities and having availability, let's talk about Tingley for a second. Tingley is state run. It's here in the city, but it doesn't necessarily have some of the amenities that like the Pan Am Center has down in Las Cruces or the Rio Rancho Event Center. Is that important to the state to kind of initiate those upgrades and be inviting to some of those organizations that sometimes pass us over, be it UFC or WWE or whoever wants to come to town?
I think it has to be a priority to us to some degree. If you talk to the Gladiators and you talk to them about a facility, look, I think if you were to say to them, all things being equal, if we could go in and do what needs to be done in Tingley, improve the things that need to be improved, would they rather play there? And you guys know the answer. And the answer is, yeah, it'd be a really good opportunity for them there, but we haven't invested the money. And when you look at what's going on with the fairgrounds in general, we have to make sure we're committed to creating world-class events. And so I think this stuff needs to be done in a large degree. Now, it has to be done responsibly too. You know, you can't just, this isn't a blank checkbook situation, but we also have to commit ourselves to trying to step in and start to offer some of these events. MMA is something here, and you guys talk about it all the time, but MMA is something here where we are the epicenter for MMA training, but we're not the epicenter for MMA events. Why is that?
Got to sign
because
contracts.
We don't have that link between the two, and that link's got to be established. And look, we've done it in other businesses. You see what we do with the movie industry. We roll out the red carpet for them, but we don't roll out the red carpet for sporting events. We don't roll out the red carpet to make doing business easier for our small business owners. All that kind of stuff is the stuff that kind of drives you crazy, and that's the stuff we have to change.
Mark, let me piggyback on that question a little bit. And can you talk about sports in the culture of Albuquerque, sports in the culture of New Mexico, how it really ties into the community?
I mean, to me, and growing up and playing sports, it's the fabric of this state. And I think you go way back to the Dukes and how big a portion of that was for so many kids growing up. And what did we do there? We went and took a stadium, we refurbished it, you made the lab, improved it, and now we have, the Isotopes. And then you look at the Lobos and then redid the pit. I mean, so many of these things need commitment, though. They need commitment, and there's so many people who are willing to be part of that commitment. But we also, I think you guys have a gap between how the universities view our sports and how our fans view our sports. And I think the fans are pretty passionate about it. And then when you see universities who we don't always feel like are in a spot to be able to create, a future in sports in New Mexico. Because you look now at where we are, and we're in especially football wise, it's discouraging. I'm discouraged about where we are football wise in the state of New Mexico. And I think Coach Gonzalez is headed in the right direction. Don't get me wrong. And not that he needs to hear that from me, but I do think he is. I just think that we need to make sure we're committing to getting people in the stands and improving the product too.
Coach Gonzalez will be joining us this Saturday morning as we are helping relocate Locker 505, which is a very fun non-for-profit in town. He's bringing out 80 of his players, Griffin, plus equipment trailers, and they're going to lift the entire warehouse that Locker 505 is currently in and then relocate it to a new, larger facility that will benefit Bernalillo, Sandoval, and surrounding counties. So,
Fred, this is not a Mentos commercial from the 90s. We're using trucks and then loading everything.
Oh, okay. Well, you got it. Mark Ronchetti joining us, markronchetti.com. Normally, I would spell out a last name, but it was on everyone's TV for so many years.
Sure.
I don't think I need to. How's that transition been from going from journalist, the weatherman, to now the world of politics?
It's an interesting environment. There are some parts of it that actually transfer really well. And I think part of that is that, part of meteorology was taking all the data that you get, breaking it down, and then giving it back to people in kind of bite-sized pieces that make sense. And a lot of policy is that way too. A lot of public policy is that way. You figure out what your policies are, and then you bring them to voters and you say, hey, what do you think of this? And you listen to what they're telling you. What are their concerns? That's the first question we always ask. And so to me, it's different. I mean, it's a rough and tumble deal. There's no question. There's no, people say a lot of things about you. I can't go on Twitter anymore. Like, I don't even read my mentions. Give me an idea. So if you're ripping me on Twitter, don't worry, I'm not reading it. And so it's just one of those things that stuff kind of fires back and forth, and it gets fiery. But at the same time, I think when you talk to people in this state, I just think they've been let down by leaders in the state of New Mexico who don't hear our voices anymore. And we got to a point in my family where it was like, we have to try something here. We have to try to do this, because if we don't, I don't see things improving, because the current leaders we have, they absolutely don't listen to the concerns of the people of this state, and we will.
If you didn't request an absentee ballot today, it is going to be too late. The last day for early voting is tomorrow, is the 4th, and then primary election day is the 7th. How do you feel, Mark, about the ease of access for voter in New Mexico? Because I voted in a lot of states, and I tell you what, I think it's about as simple and as inviting to voters as it could be here.
Yeah, I think we've done a good job. I think it is easy to vote here. And I think that we've done a good job of opening up the early voting period, making sure people can get to somewhere close to them. Again, you don't have to go to your exact precinct, right?
Right.
That's what made it tough sometimes. You'd have to go, so you're like, oh, wait, you're on Lomas. And you're like, oh, wait, all right. So you get back in the car, and that's been changed. That's good. So we definitely think there's a good, we're making the right steps to make it easy to vote. There's no doubt. And so that part of it is critical. And I think more and more, we see more and more people voting, early. There's no question. And you get to, and you look at the numbers, I think it was the last election, we had something like roughly 75% of people voted early. And then we got 25% that voted day of. But that's a pretty good indication that we have a good system in place here. You can always improve things here around the edges, but it's definitely gotten easier.
Mark, right, super quick hitter. Who takes game one? Who takes the series?
I'll go with the Warriors.
Smart
move.
That's where the Thompson money is.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. I say this with zero passion. I'm not going to lie.
Mark Ronchetti, thank you so very much for taking time from the campaign trail. Best of luck to you next Tuesday, my friend.
Gentlemen, thanks so much. I really do appreciate it. We'll talk to you again soon.
Yes, sir.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Van, final words?
Too much for the time allotted, my friend, but anything we didn't cover, make sure you check out an open drive tomorrow morning with Jeff, JJ, and Marie.
Good job, everyone. GG. See
you tomorrow, Booker.
Are you a safe driver? Are you looking to save money? With Drive